My name is Mr. EDIGA AKPA. I am one of the major proponents of the Echija Cultural Festival of international acclaim. The last two editions I was the chairman, and I've been part of it up till this moment. And I want to tell you that it is a passion-driven cultural festival. That has been the most reason why most of us are in this as a team, and we're working seriously and very hard to see that it reaches the desire of our dreams. I am a farmer. I am into the entertainment industry. I am a politician in quotes, and I'm a philanthropist too. I'm from Otukpo here, like you know. I was raised here, and I've been part and parcel of the culture, the tradition of the people, the societal norms and value system. So I am ECHI'JA itself too. I'll tell you a story. Sometime in 2018, I suppose. I heard about 2017, but 2018, I was in the front of my family house where I was born and raised along Ibadan Street. And this fateful Christmas morning, Christmas Yellowtide season morning, I was chilling outside with a few friends who were drinking palm wine and pumping feast and talking, having a good time generally. And I saw a few young men that I know in a procession. They were beating drums, they were dancing, they had all kinds of beautiful masks and regalia on, costumes, and it raised my interest. I stopped them, and I realized that my very good friend Da Vinci was there, Onche Bishop was there, quite a good number of them, and I said, what's going on? And they told me what they are trying to do, something that's been in their minds, in their thought processes, something they've always wanted to do, to revive the culture of the people, how Christmas used to be in the past. And they had mask of masquerades that I used to know from way behind. And then, of course, the popular, we call it Ebune. We call it, the slang we used to call it then was Kredigba. They were beating the drums. They were doing Ebune. They were doing, I was taking with so much nostalgia. I joined them, and for like 3-4 kilometers, it was fun. And I told myself then that from 2018, subsequently, I'll be part of it. And after then, I had meetings with Da Vinci and the rest, and I was amazed at the kind of monies these young men have put into it, this project. Monies that ordinarily, if you didn't have a passion, you wouldn't dare to put into this kind of project. And then I saw the passion, the desire for them to see these things come to life. So I decided to join them formally, and from 2019, 2020, I assumed the position of the chairman of ECHI'JA. That is the think tank and the committee in charge of hosting ECHI'JA. Within those 2 years, we saw a lot of transformation. Our maiden edition at this scale in 2019 was a huge success. It was tasking, but it was a huge success. And it drew a lot of interest from far and near, especially in the international community. A lot of people called us to talk to us, to commend us. And that fueled us to come up with what we came out in 2020. 2020 was something else. It was something else. It was so good. We had legends like Bongo Sikwe, who even despite his self-challenge then had to come out to be part of ECHI'JA. He came to the street. came to join us on the street. And we had lots of very important people that joined us, federal PAMSECs, senior advocates of Nigeria, who is who in Idoma land, came to join us. And the procession was huge. The turn-up was wonderful. The reach was something else. And we had desired to have almost out of the world 2021 Echija. I must say that even with the challenge of the pandemic in 2020, we were able to achieve that. Now that the scale has dropped with the restrictions and all, we believe that 2021 will be out of the world. We are working hard behind the scene. We are reaching out to a large number of people. We are talking to corporate bodies. As the case is, usually you will hear a lot of stories. They are trying to see how we could still deliver. But we have talked to quite a good number of corporate organizations, and we have had a lot of positive responses. But there's still so much more to be done. We're still working hard. Even as it is too, we are committing a lot of our personal resources, and we're still calling on well-meaning Idoma sons and daughters to join us in this charge, okay? And we are promising something fantastic, something special, 2021. From 2018, 2019, 2020, for every edition, there are new innovations. Last year, we had the old school picnic that we had at Ewolo College near Upu. And it was, you needed to be there. The people who were there, they didn't know if they should cry or laugh. The nostalgia was great. It brought back sweet memories. You could see people in the age bracket of 50, 60 were doing things they used to do when they were 15, were doing suwe. Women were doing oga, they were clapping and doing those things that they used to do. There was tug of war. We had football. We had a lot of local cuisines that we thought were no more in existence. It was fun. They came with their children, and children were seeing what they were, trying to marry 2021 and in the 70s, in the 60s and 70s, and it was fun. And that was a good addition. This year we tried to have a symposium where we could talk with people, very senior Nigerians, professors and the rest. We talk about the culture of our people. But because of exigency of time and a lot of other challenges, we were not able to attain that. But 2021, of course, we are going to increase the activities in the old school picnic. We are going to make sure that we increase the number of outlets that will come and participate in the local cuisines, of course. There will be more games. And then, of course, we want to see that we start early. Last year, because of government restriction, by 6 o'clock, when we were trying to close the gate, it was a tug of war. Even the children were crying that they are not hard enough. This year, we want to start early. Okay, and then, of course, we are working on the security aspects. There will be huge, very wide and tough security coverage. And the procession itself, there will be more number of neighborhoods, and they are, in our discussions with the various neighborhoods already, they are coming up with very creative ideas, and we're going to see a lot of beautiful, wonderful innovations. And I can tell you that some of the neighborhoods are not even letting us into the secret of what they are coming out with. Of course, there will be prizes. We'll take our time to ensure that We have very impartial judges that will check and see people who genuinely win the best dressed, costume, dance, masquerades, and all. We are working so hard, and the people are still going to be even more proud of us.
Now, what would you tell those that are not here today?
I'll go and use them. In fact, I'll go and prepare them so that next time they will run and come.
Echija megano, kechija biebo le malo. Echija, iminya nunga malete numa jeje hema ya wechija. Iminya nunga my name numa goji hema echija. Ekana no dudu ke bage hitato ya wechija.
Yeah, you see, Echija itself, when you hear Echija Cultural Festival, it is not just about the Otukpo indigenes. It is, when we talk about Echija in Otukpo, we are talking about the festival being hosted in Otukpo. Just like we have, when we have Olympics, you have Seoul Olympics, you have this one in Brazil. They name it after Rio de Janeiro, all those things, you see. So festivals are named, such festivals are named after the cities that host. So it is, yes, basically the host community is Idoma largely, but again, it encompasses all the cultures that have evolved over time in Otukpo. We have the strong Igbo presence, we have the strong Yoruba presence, the Igalas have been part of Otukpo, all kinds of people, and of course the 9 local governments are equal holders in this Echija Cultural Festival. If you take neighborhoods like Ojira, basically 99% of what you see from Ojira covers Ogbadibo, Okpoku, largely. Ward 2, we have neighborhoods from there. Sunday Onyilo. If you come to Sunday Onyilo, see the masquerades they bring out, the dance they bring out, you see a fusion of the various Idoma speaking local governments in Zone C. So it is not just about Otukpo indigenes, and it might interest you to note that if you talk of the host community, the host Chief John Imonye, is Ochotukwodu. If you notice, in 2019 he came out in the full regalia for the people to know how Ochotukwo is dressed ceremonially in events like this. And technically, there are ekus, we call eku kipiga in Otukpo. Those things like Ichaho, Dumu, and all those things, they have never partaken in Echija Cultural Festival because of certain traditional requirements and expectations. But those are the real eku of the Otukpo indigenous people, you know. But again, when we come out, if you see the procession, you hardly see those ekus. We are trying to see the ones that the Otukpo can release this year to partake in this procession, if he permits, because he's the chief, he's the owner, he's everything. But again, he has never tried to corner it and say it's for the Otukpo district people. No. He has always been a chief. He's been a chief for everybody. He's the host chief. He comes out and he joins us. He gives us his blessings and everything. But he has never tried to corner it. Because sometimes you try to hear that this thing is about the Otukpo people. The people of Otukpo. When you talk about people of Otukpo, yes, talk about Ewulo and Okete words, you know. But it's not true. It's for everybody. Everybody. And if you come to the Echija office, if you see the coloration of the people who are behind it, how many people are even from Otukpo district? You know? So, my brother, it's for everybody. the editions of ECHI'JA that we have had, there are quite a good number of young Idoma business people out there have been supportive hugely. I'll tell you, there are people who don't like their names to be mentioned, but of course, there are certain names that you cannot hide. Somebody like John Oga Ozones, we hear you call him Ozones. He's been practically bankrolling ECHI'JA. But he always wants to be behind the scene. When we sit and talk as a board, top echelon, we have people like AKPA, who has had very high level discussions as one, a participant, a sponsor, and a member of the board. And he has hugely sponsored ECHI'JA, but they do it behind the scene. We have a large number. People like Odu, who has a Diku event center. He's been part and parcel of ECHI'JA. He's been spending his money, but he wants to be behind the scene. I too have been sponsoring, of course. Mine is easier. People will say, okay, it's the chairman, they can identify me. And but all of us in various ways have been putting in money. But again, we have reached a stage now in 2021. People are going to come out as corporate sponsors. So if you look at the murals in the city about ECHI'JA and all, there are places you see Ode Kole. Ode Kole is actually the business name John Oga, but he's still been silent about it. But this time around, when we come out and say, look, we are capable of doing this thing, it's going to encourage more, okay? Because AKPA too is coming out fully as a corporate sponsor this time too. And of course, you will see his banners, you see his flexes and all depicting their support for ECHI'JA. And I know that, of course, Bongo Sikwe and his outfit, of course, will come out boldly this time as sponsors of ECHI'JA. So we're working on those things. We are going to come out and showcase to the world. And then a lot of people are they are seeing how they can reach out as sponsors. So this time around, we're going to come out with a package to highlight this thing so that people understand more. People have been very supportive, but we expect more. Yes, Christmas this year, of course, ECHI'JA has come to stay. And ECHI'JA is the central attracting centrifugal force that is pulling people home for Christmas. And ECHI'JA is not going to disappoint people. They will wish that Christmas holiday was longer. And we are happy that even in Zone C, the one speaking area 9 Idoma 9 local government speaking, if a lot of them are coming up with various ideas at their local level, coming up with carnivals and all, but most of them respect the 28th day of December that is sacrosanct for ECHI'JA. Most of them try to fix their events on days outside because they want to be in Otukpo and be part and parcel of ECHI'JA. So as they are coming home, they should take note that from 27th, 28th, there's so much fun waiting for them, even more than what they had, or even more than what they participated in last year. And I want to commend other Idoma sons and daughters who have been very creative in making Christmas period quite memorable. Of course, the Echija Foundation with King Mohammed Ode, who has taken 24th, 25th, 26th. We have the Idoma International Carnival. We have Blessing Mark doing good with the Children's Carnival. We have the Old School Party on the 29th. Beautiful. We have the crossover nights with John Oga and family. So from 20th to the 1st and 2nd of January is fully booked. And anybody who comes home will have fun like they never had before. And we thank them. We're expecting them. We're prepared.